Isaiah chapter 4. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy. So it comes to a point where the women are so despised and given so much reproach that they all just want to be married again. And it has come to a point where sin is so rampant, and sin and humiliation and devastation as a consequence of sin is so has reached the point that women are just desperate to marry. It's even 7-1, the ratio or odds. And it really has come to that point in our culture where if you're not willing to have sexual relationship with a man, that you will be passed over, and you will be despised, rejected, and unknown and unloved, because the men in our culture are so evil, and because so many women are absolutely willing to, or have to, forced to, in a sense, to be willing to do that, because of things like just prevalence of pornography and things like lust and just even dating apps and things like that, where a person can simply press a button and then a person will come up to them and have sexual relationship with them, and just a button like in a box. And so our culture has become so evil that there is honestly no hope for women to avoid reproach. And so it's talking about times like these, honestly, because women and men have been so given over to sexual immorality, and there is such a lack of purity even among the believers, and especially among the believers, and I will reproach them and rebuke them, because the believing men, there's so many who are walking in not in the light, but in the bondage and in just the total sin life and corrupt life of pornography and movies and visuals that are cheating, social media areas, and relationships outside of their home that are so full of other women, and then their dating relationships, all kinds of relationships are from a young age just pushed toward violating women and violating their honor. So that's a sin culture, and that's a sin culture that is just it's out of control. So it was prophesied that there would be days like that, and they, to the point that they said, we will eat our own bread. It's like where you have to, eat your own food, make it the money for yourself, wear our own apparel. Yeah, get it? No one is even taking care of their own family in these days. Let us only be called by thy name, and take away our reproach. So it's to that point, and it is like that these days, because you can't even expect to be honored, even with a good believing man, and they will complain and say evil things about the woman who hasn't put out or won't, and the reputation, and then the talk, the slander for her will just be so just at a heightened level if she won't do the things that the man is wanting her to do. And so and they exploit, they touch inappropriately. I had that happen again the other night, where someone just schemed and then just came up again. I mean, and this has happened to me for so many years in different circumstances, but you it's almost like you want to stay out of public, and then the moment you go out, then again get exploited and taken advantage of, and it happens over and over and over again to women, and I just think we are in a really evil age, really sinful age, where it's almost hopeless without God. And yet here's the promise. So he says, in that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious. So it's like it has to come to this point, to the point that it's so disgusting out there to even be alive, or to be in fellowship with men or women. It's so bad out there. Like, it has to be that bad. And it really is that bad. It is so bad, where you can't even hope to present yourself in a moral way, or you will get dumped, or you will be rejected, or you will be slandered or gossiped about. There are so many immoral men and so many people, even within the marital relationship, who are living such immoral lives, that it's devastating. So in that day shall the branch, here's the promise, shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that escaped of Israel. Did you get out? Yeah? So this is for you. If you've made it so far, and it is such a day, then this is for you. And it shall come to pass that he that is left, those of us that are left, he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. And is there anything more in this world that you want more than to be called holy by God? Even with all your, what you are, whatever you are, is there anything that you could want more than to be called holy by God? I don't think so. It shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. Okay. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment. So it's like when the judgment comes, you feel it, you see it as it's surrounding you right now. And by the spirit of burning, okay, that fire that burns you up, that fire that shows you the difference between right and wrong, that fire that shows you that the judgment is right, that you want to come into alignment with everything that God wants for you, that you want to come into alignment with everything He's planned for you, because He loves you, because He's holy, because He's always wanted this for you, because He's never wanted you to have that reproach or that shame. He's never wanted you to sell out like that, but He knew that it would come to this, okay? All right. He sees the world around you. He sees the world around me. You may feel absolutely hopeless and destitute, but He sees and He knows, okay? So with that said, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and the spirit of burning, and the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, upon her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. I'm going to read verse 1 from chapter 5. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in the very fruitful hill. So I live on top of this hill, and so many things grow, and I think of that. I think now my well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. Now I will sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill.